Sidney Crosby is widely regarded as one of the greatest and most celebrated hockey players in history. His legacy is built on exceptional all-around play, outstanding leadership, and a knack for delivering in crucial moments. Over his illustrious career, Crosby has had countless standout games and iconic moments that have cemented his status as a superstar. However, today we're focusing on one game that catapulted Sid the Kid into global superstardom. And it may not be one you're expecting. Let's dive in. From the very beginning, the hockey world recognized Crosby's brilliance. His talent was evident even before his time with Rimouski in the QMJHL, when he was already a teenage phenom. Since being selected first overall by the Pittsburgh Penguins in 2005, Crosby has exceeded even the highest expectations. Early in his career, he became the youngest player to score 100 points in a season and the youngest to win the scoring title. Now, at 37 years old, Crosby's resume speaks for itself. A three-time Stanley Cup champion, two-time Conn Smythe Trophy winner, two-time Rocket Richard winner, and two-time Hart Trophy winner, among many other accolades. With over 1,600 points in more than 1,300 career games, he remains a force to be reckoned with. Amidst all these achievements, there's one game that truly elevated Crosby to legendary status in the hockey world and beyond. This game took place in 2010, around 5 years into Sidney Crosby's already remarkable NHL career. It unfolded on home soil, but surprisingly, it wasn't in an NHL game. Instead, it was the gold medal final between Canada and the United States at the 2010 Vancouver Olympics. Before diving into the details of Crosby's legendary goal and its significance, it's worth noting that Canada has celebrated numerous iconic goals on the international stage. Whether Crosby's golden goal ranks as the biggest in Canadian hockey history is a matter of debate. For many, Paul Henderson's goal against the Soviets during the historic 1972 Summit Series remains untouchable as the most important. Mario Lemieux's game winner in the decisive match of the 1987 Canada Cup, which also came against the Russians, is another goal etched deeply into Canadian hockey lore. Even so, Crosby's golden goal has earned its place in hockey history for a multitude of reasons. It didn't just secure Olympic gold for Canada in dramatic fashion, it also solidified Crosby's legacy as a superstar. Let's break down every element of this unforgettable game and how it forever cemented Sid the Kid in the pantheon of hockey legends. To truly grasp the pressure Sidney Crosby faced that day, you must first understand what hockey represents to Canadians. It's not just a sport, it's a cornerstone of national identity. The Olympics, particularly the best-on-best format, is the ultimate proving ground for hockey supremacy, where the world's top nations battle to claim the title of the greatest hockey power. Over the years, Canada has faced fierce competition from rivals like the USA, and in the past, the dominant Red Army teams of Russia. By 2010, while Canada remained the king of the hockey world, the Americans were making a serious push to challenge that status. Led by young stars like Patrick Kane and Phil Kessel, Team USA was on the rise. Earlier in the tournament, they had stunned Canada with a victory, igniting waves of anxiety and national pride north of the border. At the time, Crosby was just 22 years old, riding high after leading the Pittsburgh Penguins to a Stanley Cup championship in 2009. There was an almost mythical aura around him, a sense that he was destined for greatness and couldn't be stopped. Already heralded as the best hockey player in the world, Crosby seemed invincible. The concussion issues that would later plague his career hadn't yet surfaced, and many believed that if Crosby was on the ice, Canada couldn't lose. Yet, the tournament wasn't unfolding as expected for Team Canada, or Crosby. The loss to Team USA in the group stage had shaken the team, and their performances at times looked uninspired. For Crosby, the pressure was particularly intense. Despite his reputation for thriving under pressure, he struggled to find his groove, failing to dominate in the way fans and pundits had anticipated. His inability to consistently connect with line mates and post flashy stats only amplified the mounting scrutiny. Even for someone accustomed to high-stakes hockey, this was a uniquely challenging mental and emotional test. Despite the immense pressure and earlier struggles, Team Canada advanced to the gold medal game, setting up a legendary showdown against Team USA. One game played on Canadian soil as the Olympic hosts, with everything on the line: the gold medal, national pride, and a chance to solidify their place atop the hockey world. The date was February 28, 2010, and all eyes were on Vancouver. Canada jumped out to a 2-0 lead thanks to goals from Jonathan Toews and Corey Perry. The crowd was electric, sensing victory, but Ryan Kesler answered for the Americans, cutting the lead to 2-1 heading into the third period. In the dying moments of regulation, with the Canadian fans on edge and ready to erupt in celebration, disaster struck. Zach Parise found a rebound in front of Roberto Luongo and buried it with just 24.4 seconds left, tying the game at 2-2 and forcing overtime. Suddenly, the fear of witnessing one of the greatest collapses in Olympic history loomed large across Canada. But in overtime, with tensions at a breaking point, Sidney Crosby delivered. At 7:40 of the extra period, Crosby capitalized on a perfect pass from Jerome Iginla, firing a quick shot through Ryan Miller's 5-hole. The puck found the back of the net, securing a 3-2 victory for Canada and sending the nation into a frenzy of celebration. The golden goal instantly became one of the defining moments in Canadian sports history, cementing Crosby's legacy as one of hockey's all-time greats and delivering a storybook ending to the 2010 Olympics. Crosby had just stepped onto the ice in overtime and initially tried to break through the American defense during the 4-on-4 action, but struggled to make an impact. It wasn't a strong start for Crosby as he turned the puck over twice early in the extra frame. However, everything shifted during what would become his golden shift. Spotting Jerome Iginla along the boards, Crosby shouted the now famous Iggy call, prompting Iginla to deliver a perfect pass to him. Crosby, known for relying on his backhand in critical moments, initially appeared poised to make his signature move. But with Zach Parise, the player who tied the game late in the third, covering the slot defensively, Crosby saw no opening to cut to his backhand. Instead, he instinctively snapped a quick forehand shot, threading the puck between Ryan Miller's pads. The rest is history. That goal, forever known as the Golden Goal, stands as one of the most iconic moments in hockey history. It became a shared memory across generations, with fans of all ages having their own special stories about where they were when it happened. For USA Hockey, the loss was bittersweet. It underscored their status as a legitimate power in the sport, bolstered in the years since by stars like Austin Matthews, Quinn Hughes, and the Tkachuk brothers, who have pushed American hockey to new heights. Still, the Golden Goal marked a pivotal moment. It represented a plateau for the Americans and launched Team Canada into an era of unparalleled dominance. Canada rode that moment to even greater heights. They claimed gold again at the 2014 Olympics in Sochi, with Crosby captaining the team and sealing the final with a goal against Sweden. 2 years later, at the 2016 World Cup of Hockey in Toronto, Crosby was the undisputed star, leading the tournament in scoring, earning MVP honors, and guiding Canada to another championship. Had Crosby not scored that goal in 2010, it's hard to imagine how things might have played out differently for both nations. Crosby's legendary competitiveness, fueled by past disappointments, helped make that moment possible. The 2010 gold medal game wasn't just a hockey game, it was a dramatic, emotional spectacle that transcended the sport. For Crosby, it remains the defining moment of his career. For hockey fans worldwide, it's a memory etched in the soul of the game. And there you have it, the game that made Sidney Crosby a hockey icon and Canadian hero. So, is the Golden Goal the biggest goal in Canadian hockey history? Let us know in the comments. And as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell for more videos.